What's going on, people? Welcome back to another John Sinclair TV. Back again tonight. I've got the usual suspects. I've got Paul and I've got Louise. Good evening to you guys.
Hi.
How's it going, John? All right?
I'm great. Great. How's things with you? You good?
Can't complain. All good.
Guy, champion, great stuff. And guys, before we go into some breaking news, make sure you slap a like, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Make sure you become a member for just 99p, and also do follow Paul and Louise on their Twitter accounts as well. Now, I've got some breaking news as well. Thank you very much indeed, Paul, because I didn't know that. It's just no surprise to us whatsoever that Jamal Lewis has gone at Watford on a season-long loan, hoping to make the move a permanent one. And I wish Jamal Lewis all the best on this loan move. So, yeah, what do you think of that one, Louise? Are you surprised?
Not surprised and pleased about it. Pleased for him that he'll get more game time, and pleased for us, and wondering if that'll make it easier for us to spend, cool. Which I think we need to do.
Yeah, exactly. And Paul, are you surprised he's on the move?
No, I mean, it was a funny one when it got announced. When we first signed him, I was a bit shocked by the signing, to be honest. I mean, under Bruce, it was a bit of a strange move, but you think maybe exciting prospect. He had a decent first game, and then, bless him, he just looked a bit lost and a bit kind of, quite poor at times. Did some bits and pieces in pre-season, but, crosses, and I remember Wilson getting really annoyed at him not crossing the ball a few times. So I just don't think his career at Newcastle has been the best. So I think it's best to go somewhere else, see if he can get more minutes, because he needs it. He's a good prospect. So, hopefully he does well at Watford, who have about, I mean, he'll probably go about 10 managers in his loan stay, but there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably Steve Bruce might come to Watford. Jamal Lewis, my God. Not great. So we'll see what happens. Wish your kid all the best in the future. Stay young, and I think you do well in the championship. Let's go to some comments there. Hi to you, cheers. Please remember to keep comments respectfully. No all caps, duplicates. Super chats are available, and you can join for 99p. And even to Leslie, welcome back, John, Louise, and Paul. Thank you, Les, and thank you so much for the questions as well. I appreciate that. Share the love to Louise, please. Give us some love, yeah. And hi to Jess again. And hi to Andy, a big Guna fan. He's been on my channel lots of times. He's a great guy. He'll be back on when we play Arsenal home and away. And I'm absolutely fine. I hope you're fine. And hope you're having a good day, Mr. Raven. Hi to Ian. I hope you're fine. He's a joke of that pack. I love coffee. Hi to you. I hope you're having a fantastic time. Absolutely good move for Jamal. Give him to Gareth. I hope you're great. Kamal, how to you, mate? Long time no see. Hope everything's fine with you. And I've got George Eaton. Hi to Georgie boy. And also we got Les as well, and Mr. McKellar, and hi to you. Don't pile too much pressure on Ian, you know what? You're absolutely correct. He's 17. You don't want to or more than that later, because I want to talk about Miley as well. This guy is doing phenomenal, and he really is. So last night it finishes Newcastle 1, Chelsea 1, and you know what? I thought it was a good game. Saw the highlights, looked exciting. I mean, look, we went behind through Nicholas Jackson. I think he's going to be a cracking player. And equalising goal came from Miguel Almirón. And Nick Pope, outstanding, 2 great saves. Alex Murphy looked fantastic. And also as well, I mean, Nick Pope, like I said, at the end, made a world of a save from Ben Chilwell as well. And Jamal Lewis is a crack player that Watford has signed. And this before, remember Gaza. Ian, yes, absolutely. So it depends on the coaching as well. But you're right. I mean, Eddie Howe knows exactly what he's doing. Right, let's go to start with you, Louise, and give us a little bit of your breakdown on yesterday's game, please.
Okay, so we conceded on 10 minutes again. I talked about that last time, and we did it again. We only did it once, so we're getting better. And I'm not meaning to be moany at all. I know, this is just pre-season. It doesn't matter, but it's a habit that we don't want to have. So I was a bit concerned about that. I thought we were a little bit laboured, and I don't know if that. So we're going to talk maybe a little bit about the defence. Is the labouring in the defence? Is it just in general? Are they training really, really hard and that's why. Is it the fact that we've got, new team members and that's making it look a bit laboured? But it was a bit laboured. It wasn't as fast-paced as we normally are. It wasn't as fast-paced as Chelsea were, which was a bit worrying for me, because I thought maybe it's the heat, but Chelsea were all right. So I think there's something to do there. Was I happy? Yes. Again, we're just learning. So I will take that as long as things are done to fix the issues before the season starts. Yeah. And I trust totally that they will be.
Yeah. Do you think our back four looks slow? We need a centre back with pace. That's the thing. And Stone Botman, we all love Botman 100%, right? I'm not going to lie, Paul. But you look at the first goal. I felt I was disappointed with him there. Do you know what I mean? He lost Jackson. Jackson done him for pace. And I tell you what, this guy is quick. And I tell you what, he's a good finisher as well. It's been proved. But I'm not going to have a go at Botman. I'm a big fan of him. But I thought I was poor defended by the 6'5" defender.
Yeah, we've done last season. We've done with a few goals that way, as in last season, and in pre-season, it seems to have crept in a bit as well. As we were saying in last time, that we have this funny thing with when we start games. Don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like just getting used to it or whatever, or getting up to the pace of the game. But yeah, like it was a bit of a worry because Villa did it, and then Potter's obviously watched that game and done it straight away for that. Yeah, Botman looked a bit slow on that one, but I don't know. I mean, I heard Eddie say in the interview afterwards that he's run them this week more than he'd run them for a Premier League game, which I thought was quite interesting. He said he's run them harder than he usually would to try and get that fitness up to what he wants. So even he admitted that maybe the training had been a bit extraneous on the players. But I found interesting in the second half, and you probably saw the same. And I think this has a lot to do with it. A goalkeeper makes a lot of difference, and Dubravka is not anymore number one. No. And as soon as Pope came on the second half, the back four, for me, looked a lot more confident, because Pope delivers quite a lot of verbal communication. You see him talk a lot, especially at the games. And I just think I think if you know that back four and you know the goalkeeper's behind you, I think that calms people like Botman down. And they've obviously had that over like a whole season. I think we just needed that. And I thought the second half was much better performance than the first half. But we'll probably get onto it. But the goal in the last embers of the first half, wow, what a goal that was.
Wasn't it just? I mean, that you touch on, goes to Cole's good touch on Anthony Gordon as well. He's a good player. We're talking about Miley, with back to potential back in a minute. It's just that potentially, let's not label him as the new Maradona. I'm judging the guy on performance. He's not a Maradona, right? But this guy is doing bits at the minute in time. I don't think Dubs is in goal helped the defense. More confident with Pope's second half. Leslie, that's exactly what Paul said. I totally agree. And Alan, big up to you, Alan. Hope you're fine. Alan, I saw your comment last night. I wanted to show the week pre-recorded, and Alan said that I do more recording than the Beatles. Right? She loves you, yeah.
You don't sing better than them. Carry on.
Do you feel I should take up pop career, or just don't give them a day job?
Don't give up your night job either.
Or just stick to YouTube. Just stick to YouTube. Or better than that.
Yeah, stick to your podcast, and it's much better.
Exactly. I'm not even going to get a vote. Am I through to the next round? Not
I'll put you through to the top.
Thank you. Not another one hit yet, but I think Alan have something to say about that. But listen, I'll make some good records as well. But there you go. Thank you, Alan. We love you, Alan. Love you. And he's an absolute legend on the channel as well, by the way. Dubravka as well, average show. For me, I don't think he's a keeper that he is. I'm not going to lie. But if he does move on, then I'm quite happy having Karius as a number two. Dubravka can move on. And I won't lose any sleep over him. He's been a great servant, but it is what it is. So I agree with Ronnie there. Ian said to Leslie, we're a lack of pace at the back. We need a keeper who prepared to come out. Pope can do that, exactly. But we need someone paced at the back. I mean, we could have done with Kimi J. He's got pace as well. But hey, ho, he's off to Bayern Munich. And Dubravka is a sweet keeper. I agree. it's only been 20 years since pre-season training started, and they have staggered return. They get there. Yes, they will. They will get there. Hi to Cenk from Cyprus. It's absolutely hot in Cyprus, by the way. I can't lie. And hi to JK. I hope you're having a good day, JK. And we got Denali and Barnes, but also got Anderson, Miley, Gordon, Ashby. So we only need to sort out the left back and the right back a bit faster. Players and maybe a striker. Job done until the January window. I'm not going to give the ratings out yet until we get there. So keep this comms fan in. Thank you very much indeed. And for Alex Murphy, who looked good when he came on. Louise, I want to talk about Alex Murphy. I mean, I heard of the name, but I never watched a guy play. How good is this guy?
So I thought I saw some ASM-esque qualities coming out yesterday. I thought, wow, ASM. So maybe he's learned something from him, or just from watching him, and I like that. But I thought he was incredible, really, 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 really good. Probably didn't expect to get on when he did. Yeah, I liked it. Anybody else got a different view?
Yeah, he's a big guy as well. He's a big guy, and you know what? At the end of the day, it's just, he's young and you've got to give him more games. You can't just, big him after one game, Paul. You just cannot do that. He needs games this time. Remember Mr. Sissoko, when everyone's bigging him up when he scored twice and Ashley put Ashley Cora's backside, and everyone's bigging this guy saying that he's going to be in the French team. He did eventually, but at the end of the day, looks what it turned out to be the end of the day. But Alex Murphy.
He was, I mean, again, it was obviously precaution to bring Shah off. Since confirmed from Eddie that it was more like a pull, like he felt something, and they just, what's the point? There's no point in keep playing him if he's going to do more damage to bring him off. And I thought we looked a bit more composed when that happened, actually, to be fair. We snuck Byrne into the centre-back position and stuck him on, on the side. And I think he did really well. And again, like Louise was saying, some nice skills and a few take-on players. That's what, again, like, it doesn't take much for a Newcastle fan to get up off their seat for a player that's willing to take on other players. That's what we, it's just something we really, really enjoy seeing. Like, that's why SM was so loved, that, he's someone who wouldn't mind taking on a player or not. When we had some of the players that we've had in the past, and, I don't want to be too mean, but some of the players in the past we've had, you think, where's the fun coming from our team? Because it seems to be players that just pass it sideways and backwards and not
the flair.
Yeah, just something a bit to get you off your seat. And he's, and again, like, it's exciting having, again, to retread things we've said already, but it's really exciting having these youngsters coming through. Again, I love the comments saying, like, don't be too crazy and be like, oh my God, he's going to be the next best thing. He's going to be this, that, and the other. No, like, he's going to need time. But it's exciting if he's already, if he's already got that attitude now and that passion now, he's going to be something better.
100%.
I think. So I was just going to say, I think it's hilarious that he's now young Murphy, so that makes Jacob Murphy old Murphy. How can he be old Murphy? And I wonder how he feels about that when we're all now talking about young Murphy.
Yeah.
So, John, what do you think?
I think that's a good shout there. I mean, look, like I said, it's only one game for Alex Murphy. Eddie was using right, and he came on, he did okay, he did well, nearly scored, bless him. But look, at the end of the day, if you're old enough, you're good enough, and Eddie will only play players at the right time, and he's not going to rush them in straight away. That is not the Eddie Howe way. It's as simple as that. So I think he's going to be decent. The future's bright. The future's young.
Amazing.
And you know what? They could save us millions and millions of quid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is. We've got to back Eddie, back the project. What do they call it? Youth project. It's a youth project. That's what I call it, a youth project. So go some more comments as well. Good to see the likes of Lewis and Miley coming from the youth and fitting in well with the first team players. Gareth, that is beautifully said. Beautifully said. I got Foxy in the house, by the way. You know how much Foxy. I love Foxy. Who scored on goal last night? Could have been Purple Patch Miggy, surely, because apparently he's been found out. Foxy, I love him. I'm a #1 fan, okay? And I've got some exciting news for you as well. But on Monday night, I've got a big name journalist coming on my channel at 10 o'clock on Monday night. And Foxy is going to be over. Foxy, you do not want to miss it, mate. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. Paul knows who it is. Luis knows who it is. He did not want to miss it. So 10 o'clock, a special judge coming on. And I'll give you a clue. He is not based in, born in the UK, but not based in the UK. So I'll leave it there. If you sound quality left back, that's Cenk. And did you help Shah with his wee injury, Luis? I'm Fabian Shah went off with injury.
He did. Like we said, we don't think it was too serious, fortunately. I'm sure Leslie would have happily run on with the wet sponge. But can we go back to Miggy quickly, whilst we best should. So can I be controversial about Miggy?
Well,
I thought it was.
I thought Foxy's watching. Go on. Yeah.
I thought the goal was amazing. I was really, really pleased to see it. Back at Atlanta, and he had so much support, and it was lovely, and it was fairy tale that he got it right. Before that, he had made several passes to nobody.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. So does his one goal that was amazing cancel out several passes to nobody? Don't know. Open to debate.
Foxy,
what do we think?
Well, Foxy will answer that question, I'm sure. But you have to say, but he's a good lad, Foxy. We love Foxy, don't we? But I see your point. It's going to be a ding dong between Foxy and Louise. Thank you, Leslie. Bless you, John. At least you got to see a close up. Indeed, he's taller than me already, and I'm still trying to grow. 6'3". Are we talking about
Miley?
Yeah, big lad, isn't he? Big lad.
Yes.
Hi to Jules. Hi to you. Hope you're okay. As a quick hello from me. Enjoy the show. Thank you, Jules. I hope you have a fantastic evening as well. I'm seeing Ashley Fogg and entirely lifted yet. I'm seeing more negativity than positivity. We have to strengthen. I suspect there will be a couple more coming in yet. We will get better next season. Do you know what it is, Paul, right? I can see Ian's point there, right? I mean, I've seen people on social media still being negative as well, some of them, right? Again, and let's be real, right? I mean, we just got to enjoy the moment. Let's enjoy.
I tell you, I'm 36 now, right? I've been a Newcastle fan since I've been 5 years old. I went to my first game when I was 5. We beat Sheffield United, what was it, the 7 or 8-1, when Shearer scored 5 goals. That's my first ever game. I went to see Newcastle. That was under Bob. I think that was maybe even Bobby's first game, from memory. I've been going to see Newcastle for a long time. We've been relegated twice. We've been through some pretty rough patches in our time, and some of the accounts I'm seeing it getting upset and annoyed seem to be of the I'm not being funny here, I'm just being what I see. I could be wrong, but what I see personally, it seems to be of a younger persuasion of certain fan base that we have. And I feel that with football, there is that bit of impatience with some fans that maybe we've gained some fans and finishing 4th, and people think like, oh, we're just going to buy these big players and we're going to be, Chelsea, Man City, whatever. Newcastle's not going to be that. We've got Dan Ashworth doing things on purpose with younger players, and again, they have a project in mind, and we're going to have good and we're going to have bad patches, and that's just part of being a fan. And anyone who's been a Newcastle fan for a long time, we've been through enough bad patches. Just enjoy it while we're going through a nice one.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. Go on, Lee. Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's almost like they can't believe that it can be good, and so they're fearful. I sense a fear that they're going to be disappointed and heartbroken, and I think that drives some of it. But I think people who have been more students of the game and have had time to have more experience generally feel a bit differently.
Agree. John Sinclair, you tease. I'm not going to mention the name. We know who it is, and the mods knows who it is as well. And what I'll do, Jules, I'll tell you in the group as well. And let's go on to the next one. I think it's Trips who said it felt like a home game because of Miggy, and goals does win games. Foxy again. I remember Miggy created our other best chance in the first half of a cross-back post to Isak where Murphy nearly scored. Louise, do you want to add anything to that?
Fair enough. So does 2 chances then one taken cancel out those crosses to nobody? I don't know. I'm not sure. I love Miggy's attitude and his passion and his commitment, but something needs to change about that, I think. Can I just, while I've got the mic, just talk about whether it was like a home game, because they weren't allowed to have flags, and I couldn't hear much singing until at the very end. I could after the match, but we couldn't have flags, and I just feel like when the lads have got what they normally have from us, the normal sounds and the normal flags and things, I think it'll raise the game as well.
That's strange, that, because you would have thought they brought flags in as well, but if you don't want to fling it in, then I guess it's their way. But it's a shame, really, because it adds the atmosphere as well. It adds the atmosphere, but we're going to get plenty of flags a week on Saturday when we're eating the Salah Cup as well. And I'll be doing a preview. Me too. I'll be doing a preview with Jules. Jade. Jade's going to come back on Thursday evening for a preview as well. And Isak looks better in the second half, playing wide left. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I think Foxy will probably know as well, but I'm not going to say it as well. The orders literally say ready to over. Patience is the future. Yeah. And I love the way they do the business as well. The Chelsea fans had flags. They did. They sure did. They sure did. Even to Splat. I hope you're great and hope you have a fantastic time with the family too. My favourite fun for you to watch then Barnes, Isak and Gordon. And midfielders and Joe Linton, Bruno Tonali. Back five as usual. Maybe target plays left instead of Dan Burn. That's Chenk's opinion there. I want to talk about the equalising goal, Paul. I mean, look, Anthony Gordon. What can I say about this guy? What a amazing run. Cut it in. Beat two men, caught inside, and a lovely pass to Miggy, and he tucked it in beautifully, yeah? But Anthony Gordon, I said many a time, he's my secret weapon. I think this guy's got a stellar season. And if you guess it right, the England place is waiting for the next 10 years.
I tell you, he is like... He went to the tournament, I think, with a bit of a chip on his shoulder after the season, and he obviously had an amazing tournament. One player of the tournament in the under-21s, and in that sort of forward role that he really prospered in a lot. And he's just come back with this attitude that I love. Like it's as if he's had like a bit of a kick and just said, like, look, mate, we really see something in you. Prove what you got. Like it's as if Eddie's just said to him, like, go out there and show me what you got. Like, show me what you got. And I tell you what, some of the pace and the pass range and I love how he takes on players and and Isaac as well put someone in another postcode last night, which is brilliant. But it was great. It was just it was Reece James, wasn't it? Was it Reece James? He put in a different postcode. It was brilliant. But it's just fantastic. Gordon is like, I think he's really like when we had like last season, like players who were like, Shah, for example, people like, not sure about Shah going forward with his team. And then he was one of the standout players of the season just gone. I think people who are a bit negative on Gordon, when we look back on the season that's just about to come, I think he's going to be one of our star players because he's really stepped up. And fair play to him because he needed that because he said it himself that he had a bit of a time at Everton.
Yeah.
So I agree. Sorry, John. I was just going to say I agree. I think he did. There was a couple of times during the match last night where I was thinking, pass it. Don't try and do it all yourself. And I thought that's the pressure on him. The pressure on him to prove himself could have just actually would have been better to pass. But I'm sure Eddie will deal with that as well. Very, very minor criticism. I'm proper moany tonight, aren't
I? It certainly is. Let's have a look at the next comment as well. And Foxy said that I'm not going to tell you. My first match was when I was 9 versus QPR 82. Kigo 1-0. I was in the family enclosure. 2 seasons at Newcastle. Got us up second season. And he left and retired. Foxy, I was searching Google for names of people born UK. You carry on, but don't disclose it on here at all. John, what is tonight's best position, DM or attack and mid? Good question for me. I think it's number 8. and it's just it is what it is, man. It's just he's a cracking midfielder for me. He can play the ball about. He can go forward. He can do anything in midfield. For me, I think he's number 8. He loves to get forward as well, and I don't want to see him defending. That's not his portray, really. I like seeing like midfield, getting forward, something like a Declan Rice, making those driving runs in midfield and pass it for me. And for me, he's number 8. And for me, I'm a massive fan of Tonali. I know people's going to say, "Oh, he's not going to make it in the Premier League," but listen, this guy, he's going to be a baller. He's going to be a baller.
He hasn't even played in the Premier League yet.
Exactly. I know you got bodied off Bendia, but come on, it's only a friendly. It's only a friendly. But hey, hope I'm back in the sky. Hi to Kate and Jonathan. Hope you both okay. And yeah, I know you both will come and be sure soon, and we're definitely going to sort it out really soon. And Gordon shows level of maturity. That's in Kamal. Very true. There's a little bit of digital me with Yasser saying we have the funds. We want number 1, and Eddie Howe saying we're skid. We have to be creative, Louise. Well, listen, they're not going to tell us anything, right? We just got to wait and see, right? And we just got to, it's a guessing game. I mean, I can remember Eddie said the same thing. A couple of days later, we got Isak last season.
Yeah, so what we've learned is, so there's 2 views there being said, right? What we all know now is we can't believe a word Eddie says, as much as we love him. It's... you got 2 views coming out of the club. Don't believe Eddie, because he is playing mind games in a very, very brilliant way.
Look at the Barnes thing, Eddie. Any news on Harvey Barnes? I don't know what you're talking about. He was on the plane. He was on the plane. He is literally announced like the next day. It's just like, Eddie, he knew that he was coming. And that's why, it's great. We love him. That's what, why would we? We're not going to, people, it's so strange. Like, what, yeah, Eddie's going to come tomorrow and be like, so Eddie, how's it going with transfers? Yeah, we've got 300 million to spend, no problem. Like, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
No.
It's never going to happen. They're not going to tell us now at all whatsoever. It's simple as that. We're just going to chill out, let them do their business, let them do what they have to do, and then announce it when the time is right. And if it comes out from a board and it says come from their end, and that's what's said about us, then fine well, nothing's happening until it is right. Simple as that. Like Leslie always says, end of story. I think we look comfortable defensively second half, mostly because Jackson and Mudryk came off. We were terrified of them. That's some Foxy. First half, we couldn't live with them, couldn't we, Louise? We couldn't live with them at all.
It's true. I think there's also something around having Pope back as well that helped with that. But yes, agreed. Much better second half.
Wow, exactly. We can't do a pace in a minute, but we'll get there. John, can I just say that this Saturday is Man and Johnson's wedding day? You know what, Kate and Jonathan? Happy wedding. Happy wedding.
Oh, congrats,
and thank
folks.
you so much for announcing it on my channel, man. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure Kate and Jonathan have not met them, but I'm sure they're fantastic couples. And you know what? They're really, really fantastic for the channel as well. So big up to those two as well. Can
I have a pic? Send me a pic. I'd love to see a pic on Twitter.
Yes, send us a pic on Facebook. They're on Facebook, so send us a pic on Facebook. And then what I'll do, if you don't mind me sharing it with Paul and Louise, that'd be fantastic. Lewis Manning needs a song, Louis, to tune the Ruby. I like that. Kaiser Chiefs. Kaiser Chiefs.
That'll do. That will do. We'll take that.
That's pretty good.
That's some Ian. Eddie would be a good prime minister. That's some Jan. So our fan base will be a bit unfair with Tonali. It's figuring pre-season, man. It's gonna be better. You're right, Ronald. You're correct. Fingers right. I've always said, if we lose, I'm not gonna carry away. If we win, I'm not gonna get carried away. It's August the 12th is the most important day. That's when the season kicks off, and that is where I'll be judging as well. And everyone's congratulating Kate and Jonathan as well. I see Brucey's been on the paper as again. Says he gave the commander advice for the next manager. Really?
Yeah, Gerard. He said Gerard.
No.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's almost like he offered to go.
He had to. He had my wife staying up watching the Toon. She is screaming at the TV more than me. You know what, mate? Don't tell your wife what to do. Let the wife do something as well. They're the boss. The defense was better in the second half with Pope in goal. That's in Spitey. Jan, said, don't do it, Kit. No caps, please, in the chat, mate. Sorry, Jan, but I'll let you off. I'll give you a bye this time. No more caps. And Jan, what did you say that for? Listen, it's their wedding. Let's go on to the game. I mean, second half, we've got to talk about Nick Pope, guys. 2 great saves, which is unbelievable, man. That save from Chiro at the end, I don't know how you got there. You saw that very late. And I tell you what, that's a match. That's not a match-winning save.
And that's what made him my man of the match. And to think, he looked like he'd never been away. He looked perfectly confident with his hand. Awesome. My man of the match. So, sorry, Paul, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to pretty much equal that again, like I was saying before, that he just calmed that back four. Again, I just think you get that sort of wavelength with a defence team, and obviously Pope has been a part of that, and that calmed us down a lot, I felt, in the second half. And again, like he's just showing, isn't he? Like, again, like it's just funny how I think back to when we first signed him, and people, like the amount of, silly tweets I was getting, and, my mates were like, oh, Pope, he's going to be all your problem solves, is he? Pope of all people. It's like, mate, I tell you what, this is a decent keeper. Give him a chance. Like Burnley, he kept Burnley up for a long time, I feel. Don't slag him off. And I tell you what, he is phenomenal. And again, how Jordan Pickford is still the England number 1 to this day is beyond belief.
I have to agree with that because, look, at the end of the day, right, he won't pick Aaron Ramsdale, Jordan Pickford, because he trusts those 2 keepers, yeah, rather than Nick Pope. Nick Pope surely now has got to play in the Euros, yeah, and Ramsdale, there's a mistake coming into his game, right, I'm not going to lie, and also with Jordan Pickford, Gareth Southgate trusts him 100%, and all of a sudden, Nick Pope doesn't get a chance. Simple as that. And I think Nick Pope deserves it. People slated him when he played against Germany, saying what was a mistake. And all of a sudden, right, he never got played again.
Yeah, but again, like Pickford can't cope with, like, he gets lost. If you, like, I remember when Ancelotti was manager of Everton, when we did the 3-2, do you remember that? When they were 2-0 up and we came back 3-2 with the Perez goal last, to bring it 3-2, because Pickford lost his way, didn't he, in the game? Because he was focused on the Gallagher end and all the dinosaurs were putting him off. And we played Everton later in the season at Goodison Park, and he dropped him because he was like, I can't trust him, because he gets too focused on the rivalry. Gets too lost with the Sunderland chants and the stuff like that. And I think, and it's the same with England, that he gets too hot-headed and too kind of like mad and crazy. And he pulls off some decent saves, but he does some mad stuff as well. Like really crazy stuff sometimes.
100%. But he's in it for a reason, because Gareth Southgate trusts him as well. But we're going to get a couple of Newcastle players, like Anthony Gordon's going to play for England. Lewis Miley's going to play for England as well eventually, do you know what I mean? And hopefully Elliot Anderson too. But is Gareth Southgate going to be around to see them? I don't think he will, to be fair. No. And Alan Coffey's still guessing, isn't he? But and we got one here as well. Let's look who that spell was. Bless. I just want to come on to Eddie's comments as well. He said something about Alex Murphy. I'll start with you, Louise. And he said he was really pleased to speak to NUFC TV. And he said, I thought he was excellent, really, really good. It's a very tough environment to come into, especially slight out position. But he was very composed, defended really well. I was really, really pleased for him. He also added, I've always liked Alex. I think he's a very good technician, but it's really when you find out about players when you're in this environment. Full crowd, Premier League opposition, he can be very pleased with the nice work. That's fantastic words from Eddie Howe on Alex Murphy.
Yeah, there's nothing to add to that, I don't think, really. For Eddie to be that effusive about anybody after a game is quite unusual. So yeah, I think he should be well pleased with his performance and with his match report there, very much so.
Yeah, I think he's a kid for the future, and you know what it is, right? I mean, if Eddie could chuck him in the 4 couple of games, but they're going to play him in the cup games, like playing him, Miley, Eddie Anderson, the young guns as well. That's going to be a cracker. That's going to be a good cup team there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's it, isn't it? It's exciting, and again, like how. And again, it's just so nice to have positive management, isn't it? It's just so good to see a manager managing players how they should be, you know, giving praise when it needs to be, but then getting into them if they need to. I mean, I don't know if you're going to get into it in this one, if we have time or not, but some of the stuff in the Amazon previews shows that Eddie's not scared to lay into the guys when he needs to. So it's good to have that behind you, because yeah, he's someone who I see, like you said, like coming on in the cup games. We got a nice opportunity next weekend, isn't it? When we do the 2 games in a row, Saturday and Sunday. So, you know, you'd imagine that one day would be like a slightly younger team, and then maybe the Sunday or whatever would be the maybe stronger team or something.
Yeah.
So Ed, sorry, go on.
Go on.
You're going to agree.
Go on, Louise.
I was just going to say, so Eddie, firm but fair. And I love that, and he has the respect of everybody that plays under him, as far as I can see. Because of that, they know what they'll get. They know that he really cares about them. It was interesting what he said about Miley as well, that he needs to stay with the club because he's too young to leave the club, and he's too young to leave his family, and he wants to sort of just keep him there and keep his arms around him, you know, for all that stuff, right, that we talked about right in the beginning, that he needs to be protected and he needs to be looked after in a way that stops any Gaza-like things happening to him. And you know, Eddie's got all that going on. I wonder how many things in a day Eddie thinks about, you know, thinking about the kids, thinking about just so much. What's in his head? I'd love to know. Well, maybe we'll find out a bit more from the video, but he's got a hell of a lot to think about.
100%.
That's why he needs Mad Dog.
Yes, 100%. You know what? We got to see that. So I got to see the full clip as well. But very interesting. I did thought Eddie was going to swear. I thought he was a calm lad, but obviously anything but. He does swear, and he really, really drew into the players as well. If it's not performance, he will have a go at you as a manager. He is tough than a lot of people makes that to be. And can you apologise to Kate Thornton, please, about the wedding? Yeah, because you know, Kate wasn't very happy about it. So if you just give her a quick apology, mate, that'd be fantastic. Thank you, Kate. I'm sorry as well about that, and I can understand your feelings as well. Just no need for that. You know, go have a wedding over the weekend, but please, just show Kate some love and respect as well. Thank you, Gian.
Be the best day of your life. It'd be the best day of your life. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Exactly. Sorry about that, Kate, from my behalf as well. It will include the last game, a true rock Barbaros ending. That's an Ian. And yeah, for me, I think I love those Amazon clips as well. And I tell you what, that'll be worth watching. And we've got to say big up to Amazon for showing that as well, because look, I love the way Yassir was interviewed as well. Amanda Staveley, I loved how she was interviewed as well. Paul, my God, she was fantastic.
Sorry, yes, I thought you put your hand up, Louise. Sorry.
Oh no, I was imitating Yassir, number one.
Sorry.
We're going to be number one. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I think it's interesting because you know, I know some people were approached for the documentary, and the flavour of it was going to be more about the ownership, but then the previews of it makes it look more like a normal all or nothing program with like lots of the team and lots of whatever. So it'd be interesting to see what it comes out with, like 100%, because some of the stuff they were sending to some of the creators that I know, the press stuff they sent them was like, it's going to be more focused on the owners and what your thoughts are on the owners. And they were some people were a bit worried about doing stuff with them because they were worried it was going to be negative spin, because, you know, that's just what we get a lot of. But by the looks of it, it looks like it's going to be more of the usual sort of, you know, what the team talks. I mean, there probably will be a bit of ownership stuff in there, but it looked like it's going to be more like the usual sort of all or nothing stuff rather than you know, unless the previews are completely wrong, it didn't look like it was going to be like an all-out like, oh, what the owner's up to, are they doing stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think there's a bit of a worry about that, whether it's going to be a bit of a, you know, sort of negative spin on it. But it looked like it was going to be more of the usual.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I hope we get more like that as well. Toon needs to take some set pieces at some point. Love Trippier, but he had a shocker again with that as well. I don't know what's happened to Kieran's feet because I don't think he's lost it or not. I love him, but look, give it to Nani now because he can take set pieces as well. And probably won't chairs. And so that Kate as well. Good luck on the greatest day, Kate and Jonathan. Yeah, showing them love, man. Showing some love. Shearer's narrative. Miley would be on the bench in few times this season, or even in the team going that performance. He's still in midfield and the most expensive player, Tonali. Definitely first team regular in the future. You know what is, Alan? I hope it's the case. We got to trust Eddie on that one as well. I had one lad who wouldn't give me a wine from a friend down south because I didn't have photo, and that was Chess. The Western followed protocol and said he was a parent. I'm not going to get involved with that. I wouldn't expect Tonali to be fully acclimated and performing before Jan. No, sorry from this Ian, that hurts me and Jonathan. Yeah, you know what? We spoke about it, and you know, I hope he apologizes to you, kid, and really, really do. And you know, it's uncalled for as well. And I don't know if he took it horrible, but still. Sorry about it from your half kid as well. Yeah, so like I said, just who's your man of the match yesterday, Paul?
Tough one. I think it's hard not to give it to Nick Pope. It really is really difficult not to give it to Nick Pope because he did, you know, with that one, well, it's two really good saves, but one save at the end in particular, that saves it being a 1-1. Like, so I think it's hard not to give it to Nick Pope.
Yeah. Louise, you'd probably say Nick as well, wouldn't you?
I did. Well, you do yours, and then I'm keen to talk about Joe Linton as well, if that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to say man of the match Nick Pope for what I've seen, with Miley for close second, and Murphy looked good as well. So, yeah, that's my man of the match. Nick Pope and Louise.
So I was going to talk about Joe Linton because last week I said he needed, was it last week? I've lost all track of time and days. Last time I was on, I said that he is being a bit of a hothead and he was really in danger. And I have to, so I criticised last time, so I definitely wanted to say this time I didn't see that. I thought that he was much more level-headed. And so obviously it's probably because they watched this podcast and heard that, John. But maybe, just maybe, somebody else had a word with him as well, and he was much better, a much safer pair of hands. I didn't much like where he was playing though. Don't know what anybody else thinks about that.
I think for me, I think he needs to calm it down a bit this season because 12 bookings last season, and that is absolutely shocking. It really, really is, yeah. But I'm sure Eddie Howe must have a word of him to say to calm himself. Don't take the aggression away, but just show it within yourself and don't give it out. You know, it's hard, but at the end of the day, I want to see a clean Joe Linton this season. That's all I want to see. A clean Joe Linton. I mean, Roy Keane, he is not. But come on, he's definitely not Roy Keane.
Yeah, have you seen some of the tackles from Martinez from Man United? It's embarrassing.
I know.
He went in on Bellingham like he's trying to, 2-foot him, and it's just like, mate, calm down. Like it's what are you doing? It's very strange. Like why some people are going out there as if they're trying to injure people. Like it's very strange when they're getting a bit over hot-headed. But yeah, I agree with Louise that Joe looked a bit lost yesterday. Bit out of position. He didn't seem to be as involved as usual yesterday. I think Tonali was kind of changed in the second half as well. Second half was very kind of like, set into that motion of keep it to a similar sort of. So I don't think we even had a shot on target to be in the second half from memory.
No,
not much. Was there a weak one? A weak shot? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think there was a weak shot, but it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah. He's not in. Seriously, he's not match fit yet, Leslie. Apparently, accounts, yes, so he's not match fit yet. So I don't think he's injured, but he's not match fit yet. Joe Linton may have only one gear. Hope not. If anyone can teach it, Eddie Howe can. That's firm would be. And Ronald, geez, I miss being asked for an ID. No, the cops do. Bless. How's Roy Key? Last time I looked, he's at the Ponditry, wasn't he? Ponditry. Yeah, I think don't give it away. If you know what it is, don't give it away. Please don't. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, all it is, right? I mean, Joe Linton, all right, we love him. You know, I mean, it's going to be interesting how he does in the Champions League. I truly believe he'll be a success there alongside Bruno. And we haven't touched on Bruno. I don't think he actually plays yet. He's not playing much, but he will get a game. I'm sure he'll get a game on there against Brighton on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think there's quite a lot of the team rested for the 2 games. I mean, the bench, everyone was saying when we saw the bench, it was like, wow, that's some bench we got against Chelsea when Chelsea had about half a village on their substitute bench. Obviously, yeah, I think, it's going to be like the likes of Barnes will probably play in that game, and I would suspect so would Bruno and those, you know, sort of people. I'm assuming that Karius might come in for 45 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
It sounds like, again, it could be false, could be whatever. But the things that I've seen, it looks like Dubravka might be the one that's on the way out, and it's Karius and Gillespie going forward by the looks of things. So yeah, it'd be good to see Karius get another 45, and then Pope to get another 45 to get his fitness up as well. So yeah, I think that's just the idea, because it's hard because you got 2 games out there, close succession, and the heat has been absolutely like pummeling them. Like I spoke with Adam, and he went to the training game, didn't he? Yeah. And it was rough. He said they even moved them moved the crowd into the shade because it was so hot. Wow. So I think that heat is really it's really tough. Must be tough to play in it as well. Like if you're playing an intense game as much as you can, especially with our players and what Eddie wants, with that sort of heat behind you, it must be rough as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll be there next year. I'm sure we'll be in America next year. I should be there as well. So I can't wait. I'm going to make sure I get 2 weeks off in July, and then I should be there. If you guys want to come over, you're welcome to.
It was amazing to. Sorry, come.
No, as I said, I just can't decide whether it'd be America or Saudi.
Could it be Saudi next year in the summer?
I just think just because of like all our links and all of the, how obviously we want to be, they're obviously promoting our team quite a lot. It's just a guess. It's just guessing, sort of like, whether it'd be a Saudi trip in there as well.
100%. We'll see about
that. So I might say Far East, and it might be too far to go, but they're just trying to get out there to or Latin America. Are my bets for next year. I was just going to say it was really interesting to watch them playing baseball yesterday, and we were talking briefly about Bruno, and he looked like he was having the absolute time of his life out there. So there was no sort of unhappiness that he wasn't being selected or anything like that. He just looks completely, and he was praising Miley as well. So he just looks really comfortable and happy. So that was really, really nice to see. Can we have a quick chat about Gordon and Isak, because they swapped over?
Yeah.
So we had Isak in the middle and Gordon outside, and then they swapped. Which do we prefer?
I see Isak. I always prefer, just because of what we've seen of him, he always seems to work better when he's on the sides rather than like in 9 position. And it seemed like Gordon, like it worked with England under 21s when he was kind of that centre focal point. Obviously, it kind of changed a few times in that half, didn't it? Like Gordon was up front for a bit, and then they swapped again, and they swapped back again. It's I think they were just kind of trying it out. But me personally, I think I prefer Gordon there, just because he's proven that he can play there a bit more than Isak. Isak, I think, feels a bit more comfortable on the wing there. He's more skillful there and does like a lot of his like special tricks and nice things that he likes to do there. I mean, it's just I just don't know what it is when Isaac's like number 9 or, you know, false 9, whatever you want to call that he does there. I don't know what it is. He doesn't seem to get on the end of things as much, does he? Really? Like, not really. Yeah. He seems much more effective when he's coming in on the sides for me. But there you go.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, look, I feel they're both good on the wings as well. But Isak loves playing there as well. So he's flexible in his tactics as well from Eddie. And we've got options. We've got options now. You know, we've got
nice, isn't it?
It is nice. We've got Gordon, we've got Harvey Barnes, I haven't mentioned him yet. We've got Jacob Murphy, Miggy, and Isak can play on the wings as well. So we've got options there, you know, we're interchanging as well. We still do another striker if we can, that'd be brilliant. Isla Coffee is saying that next summer it will be Australia and New Zealand. Wow. And it'll still be warm anyway. And Rafinha scored 2 home runs. Yes!
He did.
Your anniversary get becoming good. I love it, man. Absolutely love it. And Would-Be Farmer said, Pope, Dummett, Tiger, Manculo, Lascelles, Longstaff, Bruno, Anderson, Barnes, Murphy, Wilson. Oh, I'm not sure about those at back 4. I'm not sure about the back 4, man. I'm not sure. But let us know. Let me know on Saturday night. Yeah. I feel we're stronger in terms of depth, fitter, and all around. Our squad looks better than last season. Why can't we improve that points tally from last season? You never know. You never know. Yes, I will. For Isak on the wing, Gordon looked really good playing as a 3 mid, in my opinion, as a 10. Yeah. Who knows of Eddie? And we've got Ian, Global Death, and Ben Loftonald as well. Yeah, so look, at the end of the day, right? I mean, we've got to talk about Harvey Barnes. He's got to play on Saturday night, surely, Louise.
I'm sure we'll see him. I do think we'll see him. But somebody was picking a team there. I have no idea. I have no idea what will come out. Exciting to see. I've got no idea what the tactics will be. Will it be something like the Villa game again? Will it be something totally different that none of us I literally don't know, but that's what makes it exciting, and hopefully I'll be staying up to watch. I failed last night.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. It was a tough one at 1:15.
Yeah, I've got to work on Saturday, so I don't know if I'm going to stay up. I don't know. I may have to, and we'll have to see what happens, man, because I don't want to be finishing at 3 o'clock. I've got to get up for 2 hours late. That's just how it goes. But it's a hard one to go, but I will see. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it no matter what. But yeah, I mean, for me, you've got to talk about Miley as well. I mean, surely now he's got to be. He cannot be going out on loan, Louise. He cannot really, can he?
No, he's not going to. Eddie said he won't go out on loan. He'll stay and feel the love of his family and his club family. It's good.
And yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's got to stay. And, you know, Alex Murphy the same, he's got to stay. But it looks like Harrison Ashby could be good off to Swansea. Cool.
Yeah, again, another one, like a bit like Lewis, isn't it? It just... don't know what, you know, I just remember when we were looking at him, and like it's always interesting when you hear from the fans of the club he's already at, and the West Ham fans were kind of saying like they were frustrated that he wasn't getting more time with their squad. But then there's always you must think there must be a reason behind why they're not getting in. Like it can't just be for no reason. Then we buy him, and then you know he doesn't really. I think he had an injury, didn't he, as well? And then he has like been on and off here and there in pre-season. He just needs more minutes, doesn't he? I just don't see where he gets in, especially if we're, you know, looking at more people in those positions as it is in the transfer market. He's not, you know, really what games is he going to get? I mean, if we play Carabao Cup games, maybe those sort of games, but is that enough for someone who wants to get better? So I think it's good for him. I think it's what we need to do as well, just getting these players off our books. You know, get some of these wages kind of down as well. Like, you know, one of our biggest problems has been not from this era, but the Ashley era, having out these mad contracts to players that just, you know, and that's what we're still struggling on the back end of that, where players are just, you know, Hendrick and all these other people, like, you know, Fraser. They're just sitting off the fact that they've got these nice contracts, and no one's who's gonna buy that out? Nobody really. Do you know?
I think Hendrick went today. I think he went today. When we were talking earlier, I was thinking, I'm sure he's gone. I'm sure I saw that he's gone, but hadn't picked up on it. I was at work, it just kind of passed by, but I think he did.
Oh, nice. That'd be good.
He's gone on. He's moved on, hasn't he? So look, I don't think he's moved on. Well, if he did, he's moved on. Good. You know what I mean? Let's be real. He needs to be playing
him as well.
Yeah.
He needs to be playing
I think so.
Well, fine. Cool. Only 2 days rest. Do you think Burns, Chips, Botman will start against Brighton? I can't see it. I can't say it neither, to be fair. But you know what? We've got 3 more games to go, and then we've got to do good performances. We've got to start winning games as well if we can. Why are the youth players that are being signed, sent out on loan? Surely they can go being better around the players. Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, like, how's an Ashby could be on his way. Miley's staying, Murphy's staying, and you know what? At the end of the day, I mean, look at Kuhl as well. Grant Kuhl, it's off to Volendam. He's gone to Volendam on loan, and Mintis are to Feyenoord. So they need game experience. I think Mintis could be a really good player, Paul.
Yeah, it looks like he's had some decent outings there as well. I think he's scored 1 or 2 goals already as well, hasn't he? From what I saw. And I think Ashworth and stuff, they see that as like a nice feeder little league for our players. Like, I think we'll see quite a lot of our youngsters that come in go to that league. Yeah. You know, just kind of get them minutes and get them out there and get them playing like competitive football, and then see what they can do for us, like coming into first team again. Like, this is what I mean. We can't keep. I mean, you know, teams like Man City and stuff just spend. But there's a point in time where you're going to need to think about how much money can we keep spending and look at what we've actually already got. You know, because again, like, you just can't keep, you know, especially with FFP and the Saudi league making us look like idiots. I mean, that league is just, I mean, you know, next summer transfer window, what are they going to be doing? You know, it's just mental, isn't it? I mean, next summer they're just going to, you know, you're going to probably see like a big name from the Premier League go next summer to there, like another, like a real surprise, like a Mohamed Salah, you know, a Salah or something, probably go there next season, someone like massive like that, because I just think they want to be the Super League over there. Yeah,
and I'll tell you what as well, they will. They're going to make the Premier League, like I said, many a time, look like puppets, do you know what I mean, when it comes to money, do you know what I mean? I mean, you can't see a Premier League club spending 259 million quid, and Pappy's not going to go there.
He doesn't want to go.
He's made it clear. There's one place he wants to go, and that's the bright white shirt. Nice, clean, white shirt. That's it. And Man City Academy put us off frightening. They beat Bayern by 3 goals to 0. They did. And this is where we aim to be. I don't want my club to be spending 259 million quid on a striker, whoever it may be. So I don't want that to happen. You would think Fraser would want again getting called up for Scotland, as he's done right for the money over ambition. Do you know what it is, right? I mean, Roland used to make a good point. He doesn't care. He's got 2 years left on his contract. And what frustrates me, right? He's a footballer. That's his profession. Yeah? Not chasing the money. Just move on. It's a waste of squad. Do you know what I mean? Paul, I think the Eredivisie will be used more often by us because the league is known to develop young talent. Yeah. Hopefully, we never use Hearts again. That move to Hearts was a waste of time. Complete disaster.
Yeah, Shola needs to take a look in the mirror at that one.
Disaster, exactly. And do you think Sean Longstaff will now be a bench player, Louise?
I think I've said before, I don't think there's going to be like one bench and one team. I think there's going to be rotation. Maybe he won't be rotated as often as some of the others, but I think he'll be a strong player in the rotation group. I'd love to see him, actually. I'd love to see him get a run out this time on Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. Well, I hope he gets a run out on Saturday if he's not injured, but we'll see. There kind of wasn't playing. I think he's injured. Is he? He didn't play.
No, I think he's playing Saturday.
Yeah, let's hope that's the case. Let's hope that's the case. The Saudi League is sort of filtering players too. Those who want to be competitive will stay in Europe, whereas those who want a good pay will go to Saudi, like Jordan Henderson, £700,000 a week. Yeah, playing on this DVG. Wow, you know what I mean? You can't tell me. You can't tell me, right? That you're going to go to Saudi for ambition to win trophies. You're there for the pay packet, my guy. Pay packets. And the Saudi League is literally the definition of being competitive. That's what whereas Saudi loan back coffee, I doubt it. Because I tell you what, if you loan, like you try to get Ruben Neves on loan, yeah, and if you've got them, then I could see us being in trouble by the Premier League. Oh, that's not the case, but that's for another day. Yeah, but we've got Brighton on Saturday night. Is it Saturday morning?
Saturday morning.
So dead on, yeah.
And I tell you what, though, I mean, are we going to win that game, guys? Paul, are we going to win on Saturday? Do you think Eddie's going to make big changes?
I mean, whatever 11 it'll be a surprising one, no matter what. I think with Eddie, I tell you, Brighton are a good team, and no slouches. You know, it's a funny tournament, this, because we don't even play Fulham, who are in the tournament. It's a weird tournament, isn't it? We don't even play them, so it's a bit bizarre. And I think the winner is goals scored. I don't think wins even matter for this cup. I think, is that right? I swear it's the most amount of goals scored that wins the cup, or something like that. It's something bizarre. But yeah, I mean, Brighton are again. It's a good test because Brighton are a good team. Like, they really are, like a great team. De Zerbi's got a good bunch of players who will give us a real game. They made Fulham look really easy work when they played them the other night. I watched it before the Newcastle game, and it was an easy run up for them. They gave Chelsea a really good game with a 4-3. So it'd be a tough game. You know, it will be. But hopefully we can get another win before we go off into the Salah Cup, which I'm looking forward to because I'm going to both days. I can't wait. Be back up north the whole weekend.
I am as well. I'm gonna do some vlogging as well. I mean, if the fan zone was there, I'll be right in the mix of it as well. Into feeling some fans, Louise. I'm not surprised. But like I said, are we gonna win on Saturday? And
so for me, I have no clue because I've got no idea what Eddie's going to do. Is he going to be doing something experimental and not trying to win particularly, but just testing something out? I have no clue, but that's what makes it exciting. It's going to be an exciting tournament. It's going to be exciting next weekend, and the whole season's going to be exciting. Bring it on.
Yeah, totally agree. And I can't wait. I'm gonna get in early. I say Newcastle's going to leave America with a bang. I'm going to say 3-2 to Newcastle.
I'll be happy with that. I'd say 2-2.
Oh, no, not a draw again. No, not a draw again.
2-2.
Sorry.
No. So we go through some comments as well. I missed out quite a few. I do apologise. We go through Ian. I see in the world where the World Club Cup is bigger than the European Cup. And it makes sense. Great show again. Thank you, Kate. I really appreciate it. And I do apologise. The problems caused there as well. It's why they have £1 trillion. We have none. Sunset done it. Sunset for me. Another draw from Alan. We're smashing Brighton 4-0. Have some coffee and see you tomorrow, chatters. Indeed. So we're going to wrap up there, guys. And in chat, thank you so much for joining us yet again. We're definitely going to do it again on Saturday. And time's been confirmed, so it's going to be 4 o'clock. But Paul, can you tell us where you can find you, please, on your socials, mate?
Yeah, I had some nice people add me, actually, so thank you for that. Very kind people. If you're desperate for nonsense about Newcastle and other things, it's at Plank Canvas PC on Twitter if you're desperate. But thank you for the nice people who added me, because they're very kind people. Yes,
absolutely. So kind to Kate. John's our king. Yeah. And no, I'm not be singing. I'm looking at my day job. There you go. Louise, where can find you on your social?
Louise 3 Thompson. I was going to say, Paul, now we're friends, right? We've done this a few times now. We're friends. Can I call you Blank?
Thank you.
If you want to. It was a really poor band name when I was younger, and I thought it was brilliant. And it's such a bad name now when I think about it as an adult. I thought it was all like clever and deep with blank canvas. Absolutely rubbish.
Oh man!
So the joke is stuck in my
Oh man!
Oh dear.
Bless.
Oh man, what an idiot! I even bought I went to this. Sorry, I know we're going a bit over, but I went to this extent. I still have them now because I played guitar for about 30 years now. And I went to the point of buying a whole white guitar, and all of my amplifiers are completely white as well, because I'm mad. Because the whole thing was going to be, oh, it's all blank with nothing on it. How pretentious.
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Oh, I love it, man. Absolutely love it. What a way to end the show, man. What a way to end the show, man. Nice positivity as well. And listen, guys, it's been fantastic. Thanks so much in the chat as well. I've got a pre-recorded show tomorrow at 8 o'clock with Josh, a Brighton fan, and I'll be back live on Saturday for the review as usual as well. And I'll do some other contents as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll be doing more the 5 takeaways, going to do the quick thoughts as well, and also going to do some MatchDay Vlogs as well. Keep your eyes peeled out for that, people. It'd be fantastic. And trust the PF, you don't amass a trillion if you don't know what you're doing in finance. We're coming. And John the King, Louis the Queen, and Paul a servant to the King, John and Queen Louise. Yay!
Not quite. Not quite.
Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that. Thanks you, your support. Thanks to the mods as well. Liverpool's a special guest too. That's on Monday night. And Anna Coffey, you probably found out who it is as well. So Monday night, put in your diary, please. 10 o'clock on Monday night. And I'm going to send the guy the link tonight to get confo, everything as well. So, guys, if you like the video we watch, make sure you like, subscribe as always, and also be a member at 99p. And as always, are we the lads?
We're the lads.